You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can?
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
Floyd Mayweather has once again sent shockwaves through the boxing world, immediately calling out Terence Crawford in the aftermath of Canelo Alvarez's latest fight, renowned for his unshakable confidence and spotless record. Mayweather wasted no time hinting that he's ready to lace up the gloves once more for another blockbuster showdown. The possibility of Mayweather stepping into the ring with Crawford, a fighter many view as the most dangerous pound-for-pound boxer alive today, has fans and analysts buzzing. The speculation alone has injected fresh electricity into the sport, turning what was already a dramatic moment into a full-blown spectacle.
Let me ask you though, Canelo this week actually said something interesting. He goes that Crawford's better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like he is?
I think he's more all-rounded in some ways, but Mayweather was so good at certain things that made him impossible to beat. He really stuck to his niche of style, where Crawford kind of tries to fight the more honest, I guess, exciting, traditional way, being there, just moving out the way, landing the shot, where Mayweather would have you dancing around him and chasing him and falling short and falling in and countering the life out of you, and knew and understood 10-9 rounds better than anyone else. Like, you only have to win 7, 10-9 rounds clear, and you've won the fight as long as you don't get put down. And obviously he never really got put down. I know there's a few question marks, but for all intents and purposes, never got put down. And he was the best, one of the best to ever do it. It's very hard to go a whole career undefeated.
Terence "Bud" Crawford extended his undefeated streak in emphatic fashion, defeating Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision to claim the undisputed super-middleweight championship. The historic bout, staged at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13, 2025, was billed as one of the most eagerly awaited fights in years. Moving up to weight divisions, Crawford showcased not just skill, but immense confidence, facing a naturally bigger and stronger Canelo. Yet Crawford imposed his will, dictating the pace with crisp footwork, sharp combinations, and tactical brilliance that neutralized Canelo's trademark power.
What did you think? What did you think of the fight?
Man, I loved it, man. I loved the fight, man. I love the fight. I did not know how it was going to go. I didn't think the weight was going to be a problem for Terence Crawford. I'm on record saying I didn't think it was going to be a problem, but it stood to be seen. It needed to be seen. And I knew we would have known after the first, second, or third round. You feel what I'm saying? And when I seen how Canelo was respecting his jab and how Canelo was respecting his power from the very beginning, I knew how it was going to go. And I knew that Bud was only going to get stronger and get bolder and, start to wear him down, because Canelo is known to start to wear a little bit in the later round.
Everyone said that Crawford was not going to exchange tonight, and he traded with Canelo up close.
Man, Bud is the best, man. Bud is the best. I've been on wax and saying that, Bud. I've been on wax and saying that for a couple of years now. I bet against Bud on Spence. I bet against Bud on Porter. I didn't think that Bud was the best. I got to give it to him. Bud the best, right? He hands down. He the best. He the best right now. I don't think nobody need to question him no more. I mean, you kind of got to give him his respect no matter what. You got to give him his respect. He just went up 2 weight classes, what people said he couldn't do. He's doing everything that people say he can't do, and he is doing it with ease. Right? You got to respect that.
Break it down for me. How did he win that fight in the way he won it tonight?
He won the fight by gaining Canelo's respect. I think he was already in Canelo's head a little bit. I think that even though Canelo knew he was smaller and everything else, these fighters are still humans and they hear what the people are saying. Canelo was not Canelo. Crawford was undefeated. Look at what he did to the stint. I mean, look at what he's doing to some of these people. So no matter what, I mean, you have to take that into consideration.
Interestingly, Mayweather Jr. put his money where his mouth is. Before the fight, he placed a bold $50,000 bet on Crawford, even though the odds stacked against him labeled him the underdog at plus 148. When Crawford triumphed via unanimous decision, Mayweather's gamble paid off handsomely, netting him $124,000. But this wasn't just about the payout. The wager revealed Mayweather's deep belief in Crawford's abilities and highlighted his keen eye for understanding boxing dynamics, proving that even outside the ring, his instincts remain razor sharp.
Check this out, guys. Floyd Money Mayweather just shared on social media that he bet $50,000 on Crawford to win, and he won $75,000 back. So Crawford made Mayweather $74,000. Most people that I talked to were betting on Canelo. A few people bet on Crawford. How much money did you win on Crawford? $200 here, $200 there. But most people that I know bet on Canelo. And we'll hear from Canelo. We're going to hear from Crawford. And I'll keep you guys posted. But right now, Floyd Money Mayweather bet on Crawford and make some money. What do you want to see Crawford do next? What do you want to see Canelo do next? Let me know. Definitely interesting developments here tonight. When I watched the fight live, I thought Canelo won. I think Canelo won. I have to watch it again, but with no audio because I know the broadcasters were all against Canelo. They were all against him all week from the rivals. So I don't expect anything different.
Mayweather has since left no doubt about his stance in the pound-for-pound debate, declaring Terence Crawford as the best fighter in the world today. After watching Crawford dismantle Canelo Alvarez, Mayweather praised his discipline, versatility, and ability to dominate across multiple divisions. To Mayweather, being pound for pound isn't just about titles, it's about consistently rising above the best of the best. Crawford, by beating elite champions and remaining undefeated, has done exactly that. In Mayweather's eyes, Crawford isn't just great. He's the new measuring stick for excellence in boxing.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion, something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Crawford, on the other hand, has long admired Mayweather's legacy, not just as genius inside the ropes, but the way he controlled his career outside of them. Over time, that admiration evolved into mutual respect and a personal connection. Mayweather has shared pieces of advice with Crawford, and Bud hasn't just listened, he's applied them. Their relationship isn't just fighter to fighter. It's built on a shared hunger for greatness, the pursuit of legacy, and a deep understanding of what it truly takes to stand alone at the pinnacle of boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real.
Never.
Real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fight. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, man.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, feed his ass. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Like plot.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Adding fuel to the debate, Canelo Alvarez made a stunning admission during a press conference. I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. The remark carried extra weight given that Canelo's first career loss came at the hands of Mayweather back in 2013, when he was just 23 and undefeated. Crawford's victory over him showcased lightning-fast hands, precise footwork, and masterful tactics that left Alvarez struggling to adapt. Even after jumping to weight classes, Crawford effectively neutralized Canelo's power, proving that his brilliance extends far beyond raw strength.
It's with Fight Hub TV right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Champ, first off, I want to thank you for the illustrious career that you have given us in the game. You've been a steadfast professional in the way that you conducted yourself, and I want to thank you on behalf of all of the boxing media.
Thank you, sir.
Number
My
two,
pleasure.
Champ, I wanted to ask you, this was a fight that we haven't seen from you before. We've never seen you have the sustained and prolonged frustration during the fight. Was there a point in time where you figured that this just wasn't going to be my night? And if you did, when did that happen?
No, I never thought that. I always try. All the rounds I try, but you need to accept it, right? Sometimes you cannot go, and I try all the rounds. I never think about that because imagine, so I cannot think in that way. But I try my best tonight.
And lastly, for me, Champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Not everyone agreed with Canelo's statement, though. Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle quickly pushed back, calling the comment a strategic move meant to elevate Crawford while softening the perception of Canelo's own loss. Jeff reminded fans that Canelo fought Mayweather in his prime years, and that Floyd was far from past his best. He also highlighted that while Crawford is an incredible talent, Floyd's defensive genius remains unmatched. In Jeff's eyes, comparing the two only reinforces just how special Mayweather's mastery truly was.
Well, also, if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20 something? 20 what? 23, 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people.
But how you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you're at 36. That's not your prime.
Did he lose? I mean,
your prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. Well, and that's why Canelo was saying what he's saying.
Want
to make himself look like he did something great.
Trainer Greg Hackett also weighed in, siding firmly with Mayweather in the ever-intensifying comparison. While acknowledging Crawford's brilliant win over Canelo, Hackett argued that Mayweather's unmatched defense, ring IQ, and ability to completely dismantle elite opposition put him on another level. Crawford may be a generational talent, but Hackett believes Mayweather's spotless record and reign across multiple divisions still place him higher on the all-time list. His perspective reflects the ongoing, heated conversation in the boxing world about who really deserves the crown of this era.
The Floyd Mayweather that Canelo Alvarez fought.
Yeah.
And the last version of Terence Crawford that we've seen in the ring.
Yeah.
Who's the better fighter, Jay?
Of course you got to give it to Floyd. Floyd at that time, Ben, what's up? Floyd at that time versus Canelo was in total confidence. His skill set, his IQ, you know what I'm saying? Everything he do, he was just a complete fighter that night. But I feel like was up against a lot because he was fighting a guy that we knew something about, but we ain't know too much about. People don't understand how much a fighter could be thrown off by what he don't know. And the reason it throws you off is because you're actually learning about the fighter while you're in there. That's what Bud went up against that night. That's why he didn't look so great to me.
Promoter Eddie Hearn didn't hold back either, dismissing Canelo's bold claim. In his view, Crawford's resume, while impressive, doesn't stack up against Mayweather's body of work. Hearn pointed out that several of Crawford's opponents were either past their prime or not as highly regarded as the stars Mayweather faced in their peak years. While Crawford's dismantling of Canelo was historic, Hearn argued that Mayweather built his legacy by consistently defeating elite fighters across divisions. For him, Crawford has greatness ahead, but Mayweather's resume remains untouchable.
Canelo saying that Crawford's a better fighter than Mayweather. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. But I think Crawford's a phenomenal fighter. The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault. His resume's not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now, Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. Even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Gamboa, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo, like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories. This would be it. I mean, this would be an incredible achievement. But I just feel like at the age that they're at, like, what is going to happen in this fight? And I just see I don't think Terence, because he shouldn't, is going to take that many chances in the fight. He needs to use his movement, use his footwork, which Canelo doesn't like, and win rounds. And Canelo doesn't really like to force a fight. When did you last see Canelo really trying to get a finish?
Meanwhile, Carmel Moton reaffirmed that Floyd Mayweather will forever be the GOAT in his eyes. Even as Terence Crawford's star power grows, Moton emphasized that Mayweather's perfect record, unmatched defense, and dominance over decades represent a standard few could ever hope to meet. While he praised Crawford's skills and his landmark victory over Canelo, Moton stressed that true greatness is about longevity, staying undefeated, and rewriting history repeatedly. Crawford may be brilliant, but Mayweather's legacy exists in a class of its own.
Where do you sit with this? Because 2 pound-for-pound greats of this era. Canelo, we see the resume. Crawford, 2-time undisputed. Potentially this weekend becomes 3. I've said in a few interviews, is it skills pay the bills, or does a good big man beat a good little man? How do you see it?
I feel like the skills pay the bills, and I feel like Crawford's not that much littler than Canelo. We've seen in the face-off that they're around the same size, if not Crawford, like a little bigger.
Taller,
yeah, for sure. So, really just, we're going to see tomorrow, how it plays out. Whoever the better man is that night, I feel like will win. I feel like it's even playing fields, and, both guys coming ready. So we're just going to have to see.
If Terence does win this, a lot of people are saying that puts him as the greatest of all time. Now, I know it's hard because obviously you've been with Floyd, and a lot of people are saying Floyd is the greatest. But does that at least put him in that conversation with your Floyd Mayweathers, your Manny Pacquiao's, your Sugar Ray Leonard's, all the greats of the past, and obviously Canelo obviously as well, because he'll be there. Does that put him there?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, nobody will ever. I feel like Floyd will always be the greatest of all time.
For his part, Crawford has responded to comparisons with class and composure. Rather than fueling the debate, he has insisted that each fighter deserves recognition within their own era. Mayweather dominated his time, and Crawford believes he's doing the same in his direct comparisons. He argues, diminish both legacies. Instead, Crawford wants to carve out his own distinct place in boxing history, separate from past legends and defined entirely by his own achievements. After the historic win over Canelo, Crawford's longtime trainer Brian Bayomack McIntyre was quick to shut down any talks of rushing into another fight. He emphasized that Crawford had just endured one of the toughest training camps of his career, followed by 12 grueling rounds, and deserved time to rest. Instead of chasing the next big payday or opponent, McIntyre called for a well-earned vacation, stressing that physical and mental recovery is just as important as victory itself. In his words, Crawford should first savor his achievement before thinking about what comes next.
You know what? We're going to get back in the gym. We're going to get back in the gym, and we're going to assess that. And, right now, I just want him to go on vacation, have some fun, spend time with his family, man, because we trained for like probably a half a year for that fight. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time spent away from home, a lot of time spent away from the family. So I just want him to just go get back home. You went for you? Yeah. Me? They just think. Appreciate you.
What you're saying about training a half a year?
You trained almost a half a year for that fight. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so sharp. Everybody.
Bernie, the boxer, a close confidant of Crawford, wasn't as calm in his response. Furious after the fight, he claimed, "They tried to rob us," blasting the judges' scorecards for not reflecting Crawford's dominance. He argued that Crawford dictated the pace, landed the cleaner shots, and clearly outclassed Canelo throughout the bout. Yet the official cards didn't fully show that gap. While Crawford still walked away with a unanimous decision, Bernie's frustration spotlighted a persistent issue in boxing: controversial judging that leaves fans and fighters questioning fairness, even after seemingly clear victories.
This the second time he destroyed every myth. Can he take the punch? He's strong. Is this guy too strong? Man, he did everything. He did everything. Didn't he? Stood and fought with him. See how he
was in the pocket. Within the pocket.
Turned him. Did everything. Talking about he too strong. Turned him a couple times. Pushed it. Crawford the best, man.
Finally, Floyd Mayweather himself offers a rare perspective on all this. Having already faced undefeated Canelo Alvarez back in 2013, when Canelo was still unbeaten and rapidly rising, that win remains one of the crown jewels of Mayweather's legendary career, showcasing his defensive artistry and unmatched intelligence in the ring. Now, years later, with Crawford having accomplished his own incredible feat against Canelo, Mayweather's watchful eye and potential return to the spotlight only add more intrigue to this new chapter in boxing history.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what? You're 23?
23.
That's so fucking young.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when he was
No,
probably
he
at
was
his prime,
in his
right?
prime, yeah.
Prime, and you're only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I try to beat him because beat him. If you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. So
Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe and like this video, and stay tuned for more like this.